guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Steven Newell. This is my 2000 Jeep Cherokee that has a 2JZ swap with a big old turbo on it. A lot of you guys already are familiar with this Jeep. You've probably seen it on TikTok, Instagram, or my YouTube channel. But I recently gained a whole bunch of subscribers and I just wanted to do a little update video talking about the Jeep, explaining a lot of frequently asked questions that you guys have. There's a lot to go over. I did buy this Jeep right off the bat. I'm just gonna say it before you guys jump down in the comment section. I did buy this Jeep swapped. It was built by a shop that's local to me, I don't know, like 7 years ago. And he had his fun with it and finally decided to sell it. So I bought it. Now when I bought the Jeep, there were a lot of problems with it. The transmission was already fried and had to contact multiple people because you can't just call up a normal shop and say, hey, can you replace the transmission on my 2JZ swap Jeep Cherokee? They're gonna look at you like you got 6 heads and tell you to go kick rocks, which I don't really blame them, to be honest with you. I had to reach out to the original owner, get in contact with his guy who helped him out with the transmission, how he made that happen. So I was able to get in contact with him, thank God, and he was able to swap in a new transmission that I picked up for like 130 bucks, a regular old AW4 out of a Jeep Cherokee. And he did what he did and made the magic happen, put the transmission in, and he installed a 7M GTE torque converter, which helps improve the stall a lot better. This is an automatic transmission for those of you who don't know. It's a Ace and Warner transmission. So it's basically a Toyota transmission. It's a Japanese transmission, so it works with the Japanese engine. So anyway, it's a 2JZ GE VVTi with the 6665 Turbonetics turbo on it. When I bought it, it did not look like this. It had green valve covers. That explains the green catch can and the green fuel rail. So when I bought this Jeep, it was already painted. It looked great. It was a polished turd, basically. I'm not knocking the original owner too. They did amazing work. I couldn't have done this. Either way you put it, these guys were maniacs and they stuffed the 2JZ in a Jeep Cherokee. And I have never seen that before this Jeep. Apparently there's a few out there, but I'd like to think that this is more of the cleaner ones. Although there were a few modifications that I'll get to in a second that involved putting a 2JZ in a Jeep. So first frequently asked question is it 4-wheel drive? Yes, it is, and it works. It's fully functional, and it works great. If you guys want to check out more videos, I'll pop up a video right here, and you can go check out this thing ripping through snow in my front yard, through like 2 feet of snow. It's pretty impressive. With these mall crawler tires on as well. So as you guys can tell, I have no fender flares on it right now. I used to have these big old cheap Amazon, they look like a kiddie pool or something. They were horrible, and you can actually tell they were hiding a lot of rot and rust drilled directly into the panel and the door here. So unfortunately for me, I have to go clean all that up because I'm not just gonna say that's good enough. I gotta fix all that. So I'm in the process of all that. Again, you guys can go back and look at my old videos if you want to see the history of it, but new flares are going on. It's actually body armor that I bought from a buddy of mine. They're dirt-bound flares / body armor. They bolt on or rivet on or whatever. Those are at the paint shop right now. So once I get those painted up, I'm gonna put them on there and this Jeep's gonna look less like a crap box. Besides the 2JZ and the Turbonetics turbo, it's tuned on Mega Squirt 3. It's stuffed in the glove box there. Mega Squirt 3. It's got the USB ready to get tuned, but it's hard to find a tuner that wants to put this thing on their dyno. I really don't blame them, but I think it'll be really cool to turn this thing up and actually see some real power out of it. Supposedly, the previous owner claimed that this had 700 horsepower at one point. I don't know, I can't really say that's true or not, but that'd be pretty cool if it did. I don't see why it wouldn't, because it has GTE rods and pistons, so it was semi-built, but not fully built. As you can tell, it's got a wire tuck, all that. The engine bay is fairly clean. Although there are some spots here that I won't really get into, you know, all this. It's not perfect. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna get this thing dialed in and 100%. Hopefully someday bring this thing down to Cletus and cars. Going back to the AW4 transmission, although it's automatic, I can manually shift it. And a lot of you guys haven't really seen this either, because when I posted videos on TikTok about it, people just went berserk. And I guess I explained it wrong too. The AW4 has like 3 speeds with a 4th for an overdrive, and then 5 would be your torque converter lockup. At least that's how it is with this little system in here. I'll show you. All right, so that displays what gear I'm in, and I can control it with this little analog knob here. I know, it's funny, it's average size, don't make fun of me. So that goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, obviously, this Jeep doesn't have 5 gears, doesn't even have 4 gears. This Jeep only has 3. 4th is overdrive, and 5 locks the torque converter. So that's really good for me because I like to take this thing to car shows. Usually deals with a lot of highway driving. So I can get this thing up to 70 and drop the RPMs real low and just cruise. It's not the best drive because it's still a Jeep. It's still 23 years old, but it does the job. So besides the engine, we got a 4.5-inch rough country lift on some Pavement Princess Fuel Tritons. They are 33 by 12.5, and the wheels are 20 by 10. So I still got a good amount of tire on there. If I wanted to, this thing would be a beast off-road. Fortunately for me, there's a crack like this big on there, a few rot spots in the unibody that I need to address. Hopefully I'm gonna get that all straightened out. I got some frame stiffeners, but you can't just go throwing frame stiffeners over there. You gotta address the rot first, cut it out, patch it, then throw your stiffeners over. So you gotta know a fabricator. Luckily, I got a guy lined up for that, so hopefully we can get that figured out. The exhaust is pretty janky, I'm not gonna lie. There's a muffler on it, and basically just goes straight up to the downpipe. It's not super loud. It's actually a little more quiet than I would like it to be, and I just don't really like the whole setup at all. I never really have, so I'm thinking about either doing a hood dump, side fender exit, or just going all out and making a full exhaust for this thing, or having a full exhaust made, because I'm not a fabricator. A lot of you guys are wondering too, how much does all this cost? How much does it take to swap a 2JZ inside of a Jeep Cherokee? Well, unfortunately, I never got a build list. I never got an actual dollar figure that was spent, but this Jeep was built back in like 2016, 17. Prices were way different back then. All in all, this swap was probably done for about $15,000. That's basically all just motor work done to it. Which doesn't surprise me, as you can tell, it looks real nice. We got a line lock there for burnouts. That locks the front tires. All right there. So it locks the front tires, lets you to spin your rears, do a nice toasty burnout. Which this thing's really good at burnouts, so hopefully this season we're gonna pump out lots of content for you guys. I know you guys want to see this thing turned up. A lot of you guys are new here, so go check out the old videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. I get this nasty boost cut around 8 PSI. And if you know 2JZs, they scream. They're supposed to rev out. You know a 2J when you hear one, and everyone just tears me apart and tells me that this thing doesn't sound like a 2J, it's slow. Well, it's got the potential, folks. It really does. It's got the potential. I just need to find the tuner. Well, I found the tuner. I just got to be patient, wait for the tuner, because he is supposedly a really good tuner for the 2JZ GE NAT. So this engine's not supposed to have a turbo. It has a turbo. Didn't come factory with a turbo. It's still a great engine. It's not the GTE, but it's still a really good engine. Swapped out with the GTE pistons and rods. So it's got plenty of potential for boost and a lot of power. This turbo, I think, is like 500 to 700 horsepower, something like that. It's probably only pushing like 300 right now, because like I said, as soon as I get up to 4,000, 5,000 RPMs at full throttle, it's not going to happen. It gets pissed and it pops, backfires, boost cut. It's just not fun. I've checked everything, spark plugs. Mechanically, this thing is sound. No boost leaks or anything, so I know it's a tuning issue. I don't want to ramble for too long. Just wanted to let you guys know a little bit more about it. I wanted to say thank you. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers, which is honestly huge. I was literally at like 2,000 subscribers 2 weeks ago, and I posted a video, blew up, and a bunch of you guys subscribed, which thank you so much. This journey is just beginning, and hopefully I want to do a lot of cool things with this Jeep. which I'm sure you guys want to see too. Otherwise you wouldn't have subscribed. So we're gonna pump out the content this year, 2023. I'm just gonna go crazy hard on YouTube, and I don't know if you can tell right now, but I'm actually at work. So I'm balancing a full-time job, trying to do YouTube. I'm not crazy rich, I'm not made of money, trying to get some sponsorships so we can make this thing into the baddest Jeep on the internet, and frankly just piss some people off. Because imagine getting dusted by this thing in your Hellcat or your BMW or your Mercedes or anything that is considered fast in this 23-year-old brick. That's just hilarious. How could you not want to see that? So yeah, I bought this Jeep for a really good deal. I'm not going to say how much I paid for it because it's just borderline robbery. Got a really good deal on this Jeep. I will never sell it, so please don't ask me. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, if you guys want to know more about the Jeep, feel free to drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see in future videos. We will catch you guys on the next video. I'm going to try to keep posting weekly videos, not slack. It's just been hard with work lately, but you guys don't care about that. Yeah, we will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.